Folks, the Warriors need a trade. We need someone to replace DeAnthony Melton in the starting lineup. We can trade his $12.5 million salary. We need a big man who can go inside and out. So this episode, there are multiple rumors of Warriors players who will get traded away and players we're going to bring in. We're going to break down all the rumors for you on Warriors Digest. Randy Silver here. If you love Warriors news, free agency, trade rumors, game breakdowns, live streams, everything in between, please subscribe. Help us hit 8,000 fans. We're getting straight into this video. Let's break down trade rumors. Warriors, Golden State. Here we go. So the first one we did a couple of weeks ago, which got a lot of hate, was Jimmy Butler going to Golden State. Podziemski, Wiggins, Kuminga, Melton, and Santos gone. Plus a couple first-round picks. And now Heat are also throwing in Kevin Love. I think this is a terrible trade. This was before Melton got hurt. Podziemski is not playing to his best, sophomore slump. Wiggins is playing near an all-star level, so I think that'd be hard to give up. Kuminga, up and down season, but a lot of potential. What is the kicker is a first-round pick and a second-round pick and a second-round pick for Jimmy Butler, mid-30s, who has health issues at this point, hasn't won the chip yet, and Kevin Love, who's upper 30s, too much. Not a good trade deal, too much. Comment your thoughts. Let me know what you think on this. I know what you all are going to say. No, it's way too much. For Heat, why would they do it? They don't trust Butler. He hasn't re-signed his contract in his final years, and they can rebuild around Bam Adebayo. Warriors, if they think they need a second scorer, a second star to help Steph Curry, then maybe you make this trade. However, I think it's too much for Butler. 5-10 years ago, sure. Now, the kicker is, folks, what you have to know is Melton can't be traded until December 15th. The making of this video is November 27th coming out on YouTube. So you have about 2.5, 3 weeks until he can be traded. Why is that? He's signed as an offseason free agent, meaning you can't trade that person until December 15th. We have a $12.8 million ability to trade him. However, what you have to know as well is we are hard capped at the first apron. If you're on this channel a lot, you know. Look to your right where it says first tax apron 533. We cannot exceed that number. So any trade we do, say Butler's worth $14 million and Melton's $12.5, we would go over that number. We'd have to throw a second player in to make the money work. So say I know Butler's not $14 million, so maybe it's Melton plus Waters to equal that $14 million, but then you'd be below the 14 player limit because you got rid of 2, you only got 1. You have to have 14 players on the roster. This would give us 13. It would have to be a multiplayer trade to make it work. So to make a trade work is going to be very convoluted, but something you have to be aware of. Melton will be a free agent after this year. So if the Warriors want him back, he hypothetically could come back next offseason. So with all that being said, now let's get to the new trades. Names popping up. Big men. Kelly Olynyk, $12.8 million. Robert Williams III, $12.4 million. Jonas Valanciunas, who I've been talking about a lot, $9.9 million. And again, if it's straight for Melton, 12.8, that works for everybody. Olynyk, Valanciunas, we have scouted before. I have no idea why Valanciunas chose chose Washington Wizards. They're 2 wins this season. Terrible. He's in his young to mid-30s. He should be trying to play for a championship. So if a team that is bad is looking to get rid of a contract and free up space, maybe they go for Melton. He's not playing. They can play their young players, and that salary is off the books. Olynyk hasn't played this season yet due to a back injury. He's in contract until next season. But what can he do? Stretch the floor, shoot threes, a secondary facilitator. It can really help and bring something different that Trayce Jackson-Davis and Looney don't have. Valanciunas, very big man, more in the Andrew Bogut style of the old school Warriors, can shoot threes, be in the paint, brings a different style again than Looney or Trayce Jackson-Davis. I would be interested in either. Robert Williams, we beat him in the NBA Finals. Celtics, he's had a lot of knee injuries. I don't think he'd be a good fit for this team. I don't trust him. I wouldn't want to give up anything in a trade for that. Now, the team that just beat us yesterday, Brooklyn Nets, they're trying to, quote-unquote, tank. However, they're winning some games. They beat us, the number 1 team in the West at this point. Now we're 2. They have Dorian Finney-Smith, Dennis Schroeder, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Cam Johnson. I think Cam Johnson proved himself really good. Dennis Schroeder could take a lot of stress off of Steph Curry, could play beside him. Curry doesn't have to play on ball. Schroeder is a great point guard, great defender, and could be a place next to Melton. Finney-Smith is a 3-and-D wing, making $14.9 million. So again, that means we'd have to send a second player, make it a third-team deal because we wouldn't have enough cap room to bring someone in, and then you would be able to lose the roster spot. So it'd be a bit tough. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it could be something to do. Finney-Smith at 3-and-D. We have a lot of those players in, say, Moody, Kuminga. I know they're not the best 3, but I'm saying wing players. Kyle Anderson, power forward wing player. Wiggins. So would he be the best fit here? I think Schroeder, if you're trying to make up for Melton, would be a better fit. Oops. Now, other players as well. You have Donte DiVincenzo, Jordan Clarkson, Matthias Thybulle, excuse me if I said that wrong, and Pat Connaughton. What do they bring? Donte already was a Warriors player before he went to the Knicks. He knows the system. He knows the team. He knows the Bay. 3-point shooting. Brings a hustle. I think he could be a decent fit next to Steph. Jordan Clarkson, I would love. He's a proven scorer. Him and Buddy coming off the bench for the second team would be massive. It would help us continue to grow leads, not lose leads. He could even start next to Curry and take a lot of pressure off of him. And then Matthias and Pat, good scorers. Can provide a lot, but I would stick to Clarkson and DiVincenzo. Now, what about Bruce Brown? He's someone that has been out there for a couple years. Good 3-and-D wing type player. However, he hasn't played this season. He's been hurt. He's on a contract that does make a lot of sense. Ben Rogers, the guy who helps run Digest Media, has been talking about this for a while. I just don't think this is a good trade for the Warriors whatsoever. And I would not go for him. Is that it? Now, let's go to the Blue Man Hoop, who are a Warriors blog, and let's see what they think their top 6 are. Number 6 is, let me make this bigger, 1 second. Jonas Valanciunas, again, big man, 3-year, $30 million. So we'd have to probably get rid of Melton, potentially somebody else, but he brings something different, as I said, 3-point shooting and in the post. Larry Nance Jr. is an interesting thought. He's someone who would be playing point forward, power forward, could do 3D and wing, but we already have Kyle Anderson, you have Draymond. I don't know how much he's going to play. You need more of a traditional center or somebody next to Curry. Number 4, Dennis Schroeder, exactly what I said. I love Dennis Schroeder next to Curry. It takes some pressure off of Brandon, who's trying to do too much right now. We saw Schroeder put 30 points against us, getting to rim, making threes, can bring the ball up the court. He'd be a great fit next to Curry or leading that second unit. Robert Williams III, I just talked about. He's been hurt a lot. I just don't expect him to come. I'm not going to waste time. We spoke about Donte DiVincenzo. Again, good fit, knows the system, 3-and-D. Can fill that role next to Curry really well. And it looks like he's got better since he was with the Warriors. And then lastly, Kelly Olynyk. Toronto's rebuilding. His size, his shooting, his ability to be on the court. He'd be a very versatile big man we haven't had in a while. 6'11", becomes the tallest guy on the court. However, he has not played this season because of his injuries. So there's a lot of players out there, a lot of rumors. Again, it comes down to what can Mike Dunleavy Jr., Steve Kerr, and Joe Lacob get done. And also understanding you have the $12.8 million for Melton. You can't overgo the first cap, multiple players, potentially multi-team deal. So everything I named, who would you bring? Comment your thoughts. And if there's someone we missed, put that in there as well. Let's have a debate. Let's get this video to 30,000 fans. I think, or 30,000 views. I think we can blow that. So comment, subscribe, like, share, and let's go beat every team in the East and the West tonight. We have OKC. If you're watching this day of, if not, hopefully we won. Bye, y'all.